just doing what Miami Dolphins do. The pressure, he's in trouble. Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it! You have got to be kidding me. Jalen Waddle. It's a Dolphin touchdown. Throwing deep upfield on the near side. Man open. Touchdown! Looking deep. He's got it there. Touchdown! The run from Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown! He's going deep. He's got it for the touchdown again. Touchdown! Tagovailoa trying to go for it. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown! Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's go!
You know, every time I hear it's a beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan after a loss, it just don't hit right, especially as the losses are stacking up, bro. You know, it just don't sit right. It just don't sit right, bro. What's going on?
It's a beautiful day to be a Dolphin.
Yeah, I need to have the edited version for Loser. It's a sad day to be a Dolphin, man. What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reeds, and we are back here for yet another one. I want to start the show off by saying me and Martin want to send our well wishes, our thoughts, and our prayers to Damar Hamlin and his family. Absolutely scary situation. Praying for nothing but the best. And shout out to fans across the nation donating to Damar Hamlin's Toy Drive Foundation, man. It's got over $1 million. And it's
well over $1 million.
You know, yeah. So, you know, terrible stuff. You know, absolutely praying for a full recovery. Now, I know there's a few people watching, including myself, who are in the fantasy semifinals in the two Phinside the NFL leagues. I'm literally, listen, I'm going to do whatever Yahoo decides. That's what we're rolling with. You know, at the end of the day, fantasy does come back seat to what's happening with Hamlin. But I understand people are wondering, and I you know, people asking me and stuff like that. So that's the best I got. Absolutely terrible situation though, Martin. Absolutely brutal, bro. So same thing happened to because again, I'm a hockey fan, right? People might not remember there's a hockey player named Chris Pronger, and he took a puck right off the chest, and he actually had a similar thing happen to him on the middle of the ice. He went into the same cardiac arrest and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I saw someone put it in real perspective, right? Like I saw a doctor put it in perspective. You know, for that cardiac arrest to happen and everything to happen the way it did, it literally everything has to line up perfectly. You think about the thousands and thousands of hits that happen every year in the NFL.
Right.
You never see that. And it's just that one time everything lines up. Unfortunately, you see what happens, right? And it's a scary thing, man. It's a scary thing, especially for a kid. I mean, you know, do you remember I wanted Damar Hamlin out of Pitt? I love that kid coming out of Pitt, man.
Him and Paris 4.
Yeah, him and Paris 4, and they were both so young, right? Like that's the thing. These kids aren't even like, you know, on the other side of 25, man. Like, they got their whole life in front of them, you know, and it's just. Man, especially as a parent, knowing that his mother was in the stands and they had to bring her down and get her into the ambulance, I couldn't imagine what that family is going through and what she went through in that moment. So, man, nothing but prayers, Martin. Those scary times, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you know we're naturally competitors, and we naturally want to compete and. Again, it looked like a standard, you know, just regular NFL collision between an offensive player and a defensive player. But like you just mentioned, that 0.009% chance of the force that the offensive player came with in T. Higgins and the angle that Damar Hamlin took to meet him, you know, for that collision and for it to impact his his chest like that.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. It's almost like catching a shooting star in the sky, bro. It almost never happens, and for it to happen to him, and that moment in particular, I was like, yo, it was devastating, man. And you know, we're Dolphins fans. You know, we naturally want to, you know, root against our division rivals, but in that moment, you know, as soon as I seen, you know, his teammates around him just look with that look of utter, you know, like surreal, like once you see that face, that's when you got to start praying. And I just, you know,
see
just
Josh,
my head.
you see Josh Allen's face when he's hugging Burrow.
But the reason why it gets to that point is because you never want anyone to go through that. You know, it's especially your team. But I'm just saying, football in general. I've seen some vicious hits in football, bro. I'm talking like I don't know if anyone remembers the hardest hitting 6-year-old back in like 2008, 2009, and they show him like hitting the kid on the sideline, the kid's feet leaving the air. This is a vicious game.
Remember the tunnel love stuff that was going around the internet just like a year or two ago, where the young kids were just, and that kid got destroyed. Like, sometimes you see, but we can see guys get destroyed and pop right back up and keep going, but we can see other guys the effects take on from. And you know what's the scary thing, Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. Think about the stuff that field has seen. Paul Brown Stadium, the Ryan Shazier. I'm pretty sure the Ryan Shazier. Happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Tua this year.
Mm-hmm.
Damar Hamlin now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional player. I don't know if I'm stepping foot on that field, brother. Damn. I don't know, bro.
There's something going on in
that's a bad.
What is it? In Paul Brown Stadium, is that what that is? Paul Brown Stadium.
Sure that's what it's called. Yeah, Paul Brown Stadium, if I remember.
I'm just saying, you know, for that to happen, man, it took all the air out of me, man. I haven't felt that scared for a player in a while.
Because I was sitting there watching it with my wife, right? And she was like reading a book on her phone, and I was watching it. And it just looked like an innocent thing, right? Like they just rolled over together, and then they got back up, and then you see them pan out, and then you see Hamlin standing there, and then you just see him like, and I was like, whoa. And then I like replayed it and showed my wife, and my wife was like, oh my God. It was just like, and I can't even imagine what T. Higgins is going through right now. I can't even imagine. That guy must feel unbelievable. Prayers up for T. Higgins and his mental health right now.
I know, right? And Damar literally did like a trust fall, you know, basically. Like you know how you just completely
like you're
fall
gonna
back.
catch him. Like you're gonna catch him, right?
He like when your entire body gives up like that, it's different when you catch a concussion and you just wobble, you try to catch yourself, but nothing was attempting to catch his fall. It was a straight up, you know, stop everything. And it got scarier when they started, you know, bringing out the defibrillator. CPR was administered.
See, I'm pretty sure
you know, it was tough, man.
I was reading a thread today on this happened before in other sports, right, including Pronger. Well, I knew about the Pronger one, but apparently it happened in soccer, and they were actually, I forget. I was trying to find it while we're talking. And they were doing CPR for 70 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to God, and full recovery and everything. The guy full recovery, all that. He's all good. Blah blah blah. But 70 minutes they were doing CPR. Think about that one for a sec. Like that's a long time to go without like some serious oxygen to your brain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's God too, man. And honestly, man, I'm there's still hope. You know, like okay, he's gonna pull through this. But honestly, the more they keep everyone in the dark about this, the worse it feels, because obviously when it comes to, you know, health and good news, everybody wants to always project good news before bad news. And for it to still be, you know, relatively gray and in the dark like this, it's never a good sign. And I don't know, man, transparency is not necessarily you know, on our side right now when it comes to
the latest update. The latest in terms of like Cameron Wolf, who spoke with Damar Hamlin's uncle like an hour ago. He's on a ventilator. He's improved to 50% oxygen after needing to be at 100%. Still sedated, but the main focus is recovering to breathe on his own and healing his lungs.
He's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting to get back. That's.
So prayers up. I mean, man, like I'm just.
It's chilling. It's chilling, bro.
He's got too much life in front of him. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, yeah, man.
You know, I want him to. You know, I'm praying that he. You know, man, and I'm praying. Listen, I'm praying he full recovery and he goes on and has an all-pro career. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll try and find y'all that that footballer I saw today. People are asking about the footballer being revived for 70 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can recall seeing that happen where there was a soccer player. I got it right here. In the Premier League that completely fell back. You know,
I got it right here
and had a cardiac arrest on the field during the game.
Let me see if I got it right here. Okay, here you go. In 2012, UK footballer Fabrice Muamba had a cardiac arrest in game. CPR was immediately started and lasted for over 70 minutes. He made a full recovery.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Because, you know, there's a really good thread here. And basically what happened was it said, you know, in terms of suffering a cardiac arrest, likely due to commotio cordis, I think it's called, and commotio cordis occurs when an object, usually a baseball, hits the chest wall. This has to happen at an exact spot in the cardiac cycle during the T wave. This causes the heart to go from returning to a normal rhythm to becoming ventricular fibrillation. This is rare, usually seen in younger male athletes. It's not related to vaccines or viruses. Immediate CPR needs to be initiated immediately, which it was. An AED needs to be applied to an athlete's chest to evaluate their heart, which it was. If it is that ventricular fibrillation, then a shock will be delivered. CPR is usually then continued until a pulse and normal sinus rhythm returns. If not, patient is intubated, medical airway to help with breathing, which Hamlin was. Hamlin was then transported to ER and sent to the ICU. Hamlin is now in a medical-induced coma to allow his body to rest and make sure he gets adequate blood flow to the brain. This is known as post-arrest care. Targeted temperature management is also vital to maintain blood pressure support and ensure blood flow to the brain. The central goal of post-arrest care is brain recovery, and in some cases, full brain recovery is possible. Not easy, but possible. I.e., Chris Pronger took a slap shot off the chest. This happened to him, basically, and that was in 1998, and he eventually returned to play after that. And then in 2012, that player I told you about, you know, 70 minutes of CPR, and he made a full recovery. Surviving a cardiac arrest like the one that Hamlin did is possible, and it's a tough road to healing for not only them, but for the families and loved ones as well. So, you know what I mean? And this is where this doctor says, think of all the thousands of tackles made in the NFL each year, and nothing like this has ever happened. Players will be reliving this unfortunate hit for years to come. Mental health counseling will be necessary. You know what I mean? And I agree with that. I mean, he's right. Think of how, like, this was he said, this is a freak situation. The exact speed, angle, location, and of cardiac rhythm all had to be perfect for this to happen. Unfortunately, it was. This can happen to anyone. It just happened to happen to him. Think of all the thousands of tackles made the NFL each year, and nothing like this has ever happened. And he's right? Like, it's crazy, man. So, man, just prayers up for Hamlin. Prayers up for Hamlin, brother.
For sure, man. For sure. I literally, coming back from work, I saw.
Yeah, and Christian Eriksen, right? That's the one you're talking about? Christian Eriksen from Tottenham, right? He was with Tottenham, wasn't he?
The soccer player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that completely fell out.
He's a midfielder. I'm pretty sure. I forgot he needed it too. Someone in the comments said he needed it for 13 minutes.
Yeah, man. There's a full on support for Damar's recovery. I seen it at Pro Player Stadium. Just everything lighting around the stadium was blue and red for Buffalo and for Damar. So, you know, he's in every NFL fan, every football fan. Every time we hear Damar's name, we just immediately start thinking the most positive outcome. So this is a tough situation, man, for us as fans, bro.
All right, man. Before we get into the film here, initial thoughts about this?
Oh my God, where do I begin? I try not to hate anything, right?
Okay.
But I hate with a passion when people start messing with the offensive line. And again, people keep forgetting this, and I will never let this go. Coming out of the bye week, there was no reason to remove Brandon Shell from the starting lineup and insert Austin Jackson into the starting lineup. I do not care about his draft status. What I cared about was how well the offense was playing and how damn near perfect the offensive line was gelling from Armstead all the way through Brandon Shell through those chunk of weeks where we were pretty much unstoppable as an offense. For them to continue to try to force guys back into the lineup and the results to be what they are is frustrating, man. Because every time we try to take that step forward, every time we try to remix it, we take 2 steps back, and it's frustrating, man, because you can clearly see when the offensive line is working, the offense is working, and when it's not working, the offense is not working, and it's so simple, it's stupid, and I get frustrated with Mike McDaniel, not necessarily, and I respect him, you know, smart dude, you know, he means what he says, but there is a side to him where there's no real, you know, like his voice doesn't matter in some instances when it comes to don't touch my offensive line. And unfortunately, they keep putting in guys like Austin Jackson, like Liam Eichenberg. God bless those guys. They made it to the league, to professional athletes, but they don't work well with this offensive unit. And for them to continue to try to force that down our throats is insulting, because it's destroying the cohesiveness that they keep trying to build as far as momentum is concerned. And that's what I can clearly see when I see this film and Liam Eichenberg. I like Liam's progress up until the point he got injured, but again, to keep forcing things back out of whack is really what's costing us in the long run. But that's my little rant.
I also think it is like a matter of not having the guys at the positions that they best suit, having just the best 5 out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like having a positionless O-line, basically, you know what I mean? Like really only Shell and Armstead, you know, have been in their positions. Robert Jones has moved around. Liam Eichenberg's moved around. Austin Jackson's moved around. Connor Williams is out of his position, out of his natural position, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. And, you know, I do still think it's a bit of, you know, this is what people don't realize is we're not just dealing with McDaniel on that front. We're dealing with, you know, Garfinkel and Greer forcing guys down his throat. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what's happened. It's, you know, just like Boyer and Crossman, you know, he wasn't given a chance or a say in whether to replace. You know, I know for a fact Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson, they were part of the package too, because they invested so much in those 2 guys. And that's my problem with those guys. They put their investments over results. And that's an issue, man. You got to know when to cut bait. You got to know when hey, listen, just because you've made a bad investment doesn't mean you still got to try to keep fitting the square peg into the round hole. That's just, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, except expecting different results.
Right. That's exactly what this is, man. And I'm beyond you know, upset, because we literally played ourselves out of a playoff spot. Now we're in a situation where we're dependent on scenarios instead of having it right in front of us and taking care of business when it was time to do so. It's frustrating, man, because for us to always continually be on this precipice of, okay, we're in, and now third year in a row where we're fingers crossed, hoping things go our way. It becomes old, it becomes insanity, like how you just explained. And I don't know, man. We literally get in our own way, bro. There's really no other way to explain that. We get in our own way most of the time, and that shouldn't be the case when it comes to the better teams in this league. The better teams never get in their own way. So that's something we got to get over, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but even in true pass set grades right now, our offensive line is ranked 31st.
That's insane, man. That's insane.
Man, you can put you got Armstead, but then you got Connor, and you took Connor out of position, man.
And reason, but before we jump into the film, how do you feel? How do you feel about the idea of taking on the path that the Cowboys took when they drafted Tyron Smith, when they drafted Zach Martin, when they drafted Travis Frederick, when they got a steal in undrafted free agent in Lyle Collins? How do you feel about just building the offensive line with high volume draft picks, guys that are going to be plug and play from day one, and just filling in each role draft by draft until you get that completely corrected? Because as much as we want to say, well, we need, not us, but I'm just saying talking heads continue to say we just need an upgrade at quarterback, I don't think it's that simple. I think the offensive line is going to be the bread and butter of the overall success. And when you look at every single team in the NFL, i.e. the Philadelphia Eagles, look from the left tackle all the way to the right tackle. These are staple offensive linemen, bro. These are staple offensive linemen. And honestly, man, I'm just fed up with the patch job that they keep trying to put together. It's becoming old, and it's hurting us in the long run. So we got to figure this out, man, as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about Tua, right? Because Tua can make up he can mask some of those deficiencies in the offensive line, but you clearly see with Teddy, like when that thing collapsed and he tried to do his little spin move and roll off, everyone was like,
yeah,
nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, overall thoughts before we get in. Who did you think, just before we get into it? Who would you like better, Skylar or Teddy?
Teddy. I mean, because Teddy was the most prepared. Like there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Skylar was clearly a fraction off when it came to making throws on time and decision making. It was a typical I'm the third string quarterback and I don't get any reps with the one. That's what it looked like. But obviously at the tail end of everything, he started to find a rhythm because it was time to score pretty much. So the intensity kind of amplified, and he made plays down the stretch that helped get us closer. But overall, I think Teddy was clearly veteran, and he was the most prepared for this game. Teddy did look the best to me. But regardless, I think Skylar did an admirable job because, of the same situation with the New York Jets the last time. He just wasn't prepared. And I thought he still held his own, but there was clearly a lot of throws that were behind receivers, and there were a lot of just decisions that weren't made accurately because he's just not used to read by read because he hasn't, played in that spot with the players that he had to play with. So it was a big mess, man. It was a big mess when the wheels came off later on in that game. But caveat, Raheem Mostert, if we don't start, utilizing him the way we should, and I don't know what's wrong with Mike McDaniel, or what kind of internal beef he probably has with Raheem Mostert. Mm-hmm. That guy needs to get the football more, rushing and receiving. Because I'm telling you right now, he runs.
Bro, the effort.
Yeah.
Even when he was catching out of the backfield, he was one of the, and we got to talk. And there's another thing we got to talk about, and we will when we get into the film. Trent Sherfield during this losing streak has not been as reliable as he was before it.
True.
I mean, we're now talking about not only drops with Tua, but he's not helping out Skylar when Skylar needs some help too.
Right.
And Skylar delivering the ball on the money.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's get into this. We got a lot to go over. Man, I only want to do 20 plays. Here we are. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous.
But there were a lot of plays like how you put in the run game where you clearly have to highlight, man.
Welcome back, Liam Eichenberg. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I went from saying, this guy ain't going to be – remember, I was telling you this guy ain't going to work out to I was ready to eat crow the last couple of games before he got hurt because he was turning a corner. Now he's reverting right back to the guy I told everyone he was. And I'm like, bro, these guys are like these guys are up and down like a roller coaster, man.
Honestly, Liam and Austin Jackson play like they're out of position. That's as clear cut as I can put it, man. They play like they're not supposed to be at left guard and right tackle. Period. That's what it is. So we got to deal with it, man.
All right, let's do it right now. Get into it. So, this is obviously on the first drive, for the Dolphins of the day on week 17. This is 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard Mostert run to start the drive. Teddy is in the gun. Mostert's to his left, 11 personnel, 2-by-1 set with a stack to the left. Patriots are going to show cover 1 press, but are going to drop to cover 2 man post snap off the motion. We're going to have a play action here, and it's going to be a good throw here by Teddy to Tyreek on his in route for a nice 15-yard pickup. Actually, this throw's pretty good here. You see that the middle of the field opening up real early, eh, Martin?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was based off of just play action that they're going for it. It's
and the tape we put out last week,
right?
And the tape we put out last week, we showed the willingness to run. So they bought into it a little bit. So, anyways, second play here. Let's get in. Most of the run stuff is going to be from this angle, guys. I'm not going to bother showing you guys a broadcast view. So in the next play, it's 1st and 10 right now. And this is just a piss poor effort from the left tackle, Kendall Lamb. You're going to see next to number 14 there, Trent Sherfield. And he's going to take on Juwan Bentley. It's going to lead to a 2-yard gain when it could have been a 3rd-level run with momentum. And you're going to see right here, this is the difference between Teron Armstead and a practice squad lead edition. And more evidence that we might not have the guys to execute the run scheme that McDaniel wants to run, and Mostert even almost fumbled on this play. But look at this piss poor effort here. Watch 70 here. Look at that. Come on, brother. Listen, just because your last name is Lamb, I don't need you to go out there and play as soft as a lamb. I need you to go out there and play like a beast. And this guy, go out here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, bro?
And I don't know as far as the play design is concerned, which shoulder he was supposed to attack as far as the landmark and a blocking point.
Yeah.
But clearly, Mostert saw something. He cut back against the grain, and Lamb just wasn't in position.
He got out-muscled,
to seal off the block.
He got out-muscled, and he got thrown to the side. And what you said, man, he got shed like instantly. And look at that. Think of that if that block is being held right there. Look at that space we're talking about right there.
Right.
That's a 3rd-level run right there, man.
And again, for all we know, he was supposed to attack the opposite shoulder and just didn't position himself appropriately.
And why not? Do the Austin Jackson. Watch the pile at the end of it after you're the one that makes the mistake. Oh, my God. Is that Kendall Lamb or Austin Jackson right there? Someone let me know.
That's Kendall Lamb. That's Kendall Lamb.
All right. And yeah, Mostert almost fumbled on that play too. Teddy in the gun. Mostert to his right. We got Trips bunch to the left. One receiver to the right. 11 personnel. It's a cover one robber here for New England on this. Teddy is going to throw this off his back foot, fading away, and drops a nice ball to Tyreek on his delayed wheel. And it's deemed incomplete when a similar throw play to Tyquan Thornton after this would stand. Man, this could have been massive, Martin.
Great throw. I like the throw.
We got a punt, man. It's a throw. It's a great throw, fading away. Man, just out of reach.
Just ran out of room on the sideline. That's all that boils down to. But like you said, man, Tyreek Hill's a $30 million wide receiver, man.
Where's the toe tap?
I mean, activate the finesse with your feet, man, and just drag it on the sideline, make it look pretty, secure the ball. That's a top 10. That's an ESPN top 10 play if you come down with that.
Yeah, you got a little 1, 2, don't down.
You got a ballerina that thing, man. So
do the nutcracker right on the side.
That's all you need to do with them toes, bro.
The nutcracker toes, bro. The nutcracker toes.
Man. He'll get it. He'll get it, man. He'll work on it.
Oh, man. I hope all y'all that watch this truly enjoy this stuff because it's fun. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Anyways, all right. 1st and 10 on the next drive now. Welcome back, Liam Eichenberg. Former Dolphin Devon Godchaux easily is going to spin off a down blocking Eichenberg with terrible hand placement, swallows up Jess Wilson. Not to mention, let's roll that back. Good old Connor Williams and his effort on Jelani Tavai here wouldn't have given even much more at the second level had Liam done his job. Like, what is this? Look at that. What is it? Ole. Like, what is going on here, bro?
God.
Look at this.
And honestly, man, we kind of get mad at the offense for questioning why aren't we running the football
second level like that? How do you pursue the second level like that, Connor? Come on,
hey,
bro.
but be real reason. We all get upset that we're not running the football more. Maybe Mike McDaniels knows more than we do when it comes to his offensive line capacity to execute.
I told you privately, and I've said it publicly, I'm pretty sure. Someone in the building told me that, don't think for a minute that Mike McDaniel thinks he's got all the personnel to properly run our run scheme here. And you got to ask yourself the question, does he want to put out a bunch of bad tape on the scheme?
True.
No, he doesn't.
And that honestly, that might be one of Mike McDaniel's biggest pet peeves, watching bad blocking.
Boyer will be gone. Crossman will go. I think the only person that has a chance of replacing Mike McDaniel is Jim Harbaugh, and that's because of Stephen Ross's love affliction with the guy. And look, bro, people don't realize Stephen Ross's dream coach is who? Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That's who his dream coach is, okay? I don't think Sean Payton will replace him. I don't think anyone will replace McDaniel, but Jim Harbaugh is the wild card because he's Stephen Ross is not affecting his alma mater, which is why they were doing the whole Minnesota song and dance before Flores nixed it all with what he did last year, okay? and the alma mater is no longer an issue for Stephen Ross. You damn right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's at least gonna throw feelers out there. You best believe that. You best believe that. And you're hearing this from who's a bigger McDaniel guy? I was talking about McDaniel for 2 years, bro.
We love McDaniel.
Our OC last year. So let's stop right now. But I'm being objective and realistic, and I know the owner. The owner is 83, going on 6 feet under, and he's just as impatient as as some of this fan base. He's known as being trigger happy, and his dream coach is out there now. And his dream coach just took Michigan to the playoffs. And do we ever think Michigan in this new format is actually ever going to win a national championship with all the recruiting Alabama, Ohio State, and everyone they got to compete with does? No, they're not going to win it. Harbaugh literally said, I took this to the pinnacle. Sure, we lost to TCU, but we ain't getting any much further than this. Now I'm going to the NFL. And now watch, Stephen Ross is going. I'm telling you right now, Stephen Ross is at least
he's going to make a play for him. He's going to make a play for him.
He's especially if we don't make the playoffs.
This is tough, man.
And Fangio's sitting right out there, and Fangio was his dude. And I know people are thinking just Fangio's tied to Sean Payton, and not so fast. Fangio and Harbaugh went to a Super Bowl together. Let's relax for a second.
Right, 2012. Right.
You know, so, you know, dude, I'm telling you, he's at least now. Listen, I still think, you know, it's either going to be Ross goes down that dream path, or we rolling with Tua, we rolling with McDaniel next year. Those are probably your two options. But I think keeping McDaniel and rolling with Tua is more likely right now. I think he's going to turn down Denver because he's not going to want to deal with Russell Wilson in that contract. I don't think that's overly appealing to him. I know Carolina, dude, I honestly think I really, you know, people don't want to hear it, but if Jim Harbaugh comes here, I'm telling you right now, there is going to be ripple effects. Okay.
That's tough, man.
You're going to have a Michigan owner, you're going to have a Michigan coach, and a Michigan quarterback is going to be a free agent. And on top of that, the rumor last year was when the talks were happening about Harbaugh, you know, there was discussions of Harbaugh coming in with a whole hell of a lot of control and Greer probably being out the door. So
I just see McDaniel as the coach, though, man. You know, as much as what you're saying,
if we lose this weekend, bro, holy bro. Listen, what would I do?
That does look bad. 6 consecutive losses is bad.
I would move forward with McDaniel and Tua and see what year 2 says. I would fire Crossman, fire Boyer. I would take any restrictions I have on any players I'm forcing to the hip of McDaniel. I would say, listen, you can build your O-line, bring your O-line guys. You can go get your defensive coordinator. You can get your special teams guy. You can go bring your guys in. If I don't get the playoffs in the second year after this year's collapse, you best believe your job ain't safe, and you know, Tua's gonna have to stay healthy. That's what I would roll with. That's because the 8-3. Listen, we were 8-3. We don't have the number 5 overall offense and number 2 passing attack and number 9 scoring offense by a fluke. And we're doing that with the number 27 rushing attack because, quite frankly, we don't have the O-line to execute the rushing attack we want. So we have all this stuff. Imagine if we had the rushing attack. Like, here's the thing. He took care of the offense. The problem is we learned Josh Boyer seems to have been leaning on Brian Flores a whole hell of a lot more when it came to that defense that people wanted to give him credit for. And now that's where the issue is going to come in. We said, what did we say, Martin, this offseason? We said we were going to find out, is Boyer for real? Was he really calling the plays like he claimed?
Yeah.
And I can come away situationally and say, after what we saw last year, I believe the story that the second half of the season, Gerald Alexander and Flores took the play calling duties away. From what I've seen this year and what I saw in the first half of last year, I agree with it. And I don't want to hear about injuries because look at how good our defense has been at home. So I don't want to hear about injuries and stuff. We've been able to have a stellar defense at home with those injuries. It's the road defense minus this Patriots game that's been the issue for the defense. And Boyer's been terrible situationally. He's put our players on the defensive side of the football in bad situations. Listen, you're sending 4 on a 3rd down before the half after they already converted a 3rd and 17. You're sending 4 on another 3rd down, and Josh Allen extends the play, and you're asking Baker to hold his coverage for 5 or 6 seconds in the end zone. What are you saying? So that's my rant.
Yeah, no, I
don't trust Ross, bro. People gotta realize this man has got one foot in the grave. So he's just as impatient as everyone else, and that's his dream coach. That is a recipe for for this happening. I'm telling you. I think it would be bad optics if McDaniel got fired, and I don't think McDaniel deserves to be fired yet.
Right.
He's a rookie. People forget we were a rookie head coach. We were gonna go through this. We just didn't know to what extent. We thought we had recovered from it after the three game losing streak, but it's piled up and it's snowballed.
Yeah.
And people need to realize too. And you know what people aren't going to realize too? For a play caller is just like being a running back, a rookie running back, a rookie receiver, a rookie quarterback. You're only going to get better with reps.
Very true, man. And I think even though we're at a situation and a point where we're either a win away from making the playoffs or a loss away from not making the playoffs, that's the kind of the bigger picture, I guess. But to be honest, man, every single game, bro, all 16 games this year, we've been in them. You know, outside of the Jets game early on in the season, every single game has been toe to toe, head to head, and that's a testament to not only the team that we have, but the coaching staff as well. We just it hasn't gone our way the last 5 weeks, and you know, from Mike McDaniel, bro, even if Jim Harbaugh was available, I just want to see him, you know, get over that hump, because I think he is a special coach, bro. That's just me.
Yep. I think it would be at bad optics too. I mean, like, how many coaches are we going to go through here? Like, you're just going to, now we're back to firing guys after 1 year. I think that's dumb. I think that's too knee jerk, man. That's too knee jerk.
Especially with a guy who clearly doesn't deserve like a one and done, like a Cam Cameron or something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that. That's not. Yeah, that's not.
Like, look what he did for two. Look what he did with Tua for you.
Exactly, man. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make any sense to
and I know, like, and let's be honest, Boyer and Crossman, those were not his choices. So,
look, there's a lot going on, man. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So,
you know, you can't put that on him, especially we know that they didn't give him they basically attached them to his hip. That falls on Garfinkel and Ross and Greer. That don't fall on McDaniel. Anyways, 3rd and 7 now after an incomplete pass. Teddy's in the gun. We got 2 receivers stacked to the left, 2 split to the right. And we're gonna have Wilson Jr. motioning right there. From the right to the left, 11 personnel. Tampa 2 for the Patriots in post snap is what you can see. Did you see how hard Waddle gets bumped off this release here? Bro,
it
paused, bro.
That disrupts everything going on to the left.
Yeah.
So Teddy just had to make a play.
And that's where Teddy's looking, right? So guys, that stack to the left there that you're gonna see. Watch Waddle. He's just gonna get bumped. He's on the inside of that stack. He's gonna get bumped pretty hard off his release. He's gonna throw his route off, but Teddy's gonna have that. He's still gonna have that window though, right there. You still got that window to that Sherfield crosser, bro. The window is still there, and he doesn't see it. And the other thing too is, even though that window is there, okay, it's all bumped off. You don't like it. That's cool. You got the underneath too, eh? You got Wilson Jr. on that spot. You got that spot window too. And you're looking to that side, so you got to go, what do you got to do? Say it with me, bro. What do you got to go? High-low, baby. And you got to see that right there, bro. You got to see that underneath in your peripheral, and he steps up, moves out. He ends up scrambling, gets 6 yards. I don't like how he ends the run, personally. Like, slide, bro. You got to protect yourself. Skylar's the only option behind you, kid. You got to protect yourself. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't like the slide. I don't like the non-slide, man. So look at.
I like the move. I like the moves by Teddy right there, though. Yeah.
Look at this.
You got up out of there. But that's the risky hit.
Now I know he was going for the first down because it was 3rd and 7 and we got 6.
Yeah, but still,
bro, don't get yourself killed over a yard, my friend.
It's first quarter. Yeah, it's the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And can I give some effort? Can I give some props so people don't call me just a Liam hater? Sure. Great effort by Liam here. Look at that. Pass off.
Okay.
Boom. Look at that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Decent effort from Liam here. I got it on my notes. If you watch Liam 74, pass off, take the loop, Look at that.
Okay.
Decent. Allows him to move up. Gotta give a gold star for the effort to Liam. There you go.
Right.
Hey, gotta
That
call him
was
when you
nice.
see him, bud. You gotta call him when you see him,
Mhm.
kid. 2nd and 8 now after the Dolphins convert a 4th and 1 after being bailed out by a running into the kicker on that same drive we just saw. And this is just a piss poor effort from Long and Liam here. Liam's going to need to take Duggar at the second level. He's not
Exactly.
Look, what are you doing? Look at this guy. Look at this guy turning around looking for someone. Number 74. You're going to see him with the 2 elbow pads here like he's Bret Hart. And he's going to pull. He pulls and he misses Judon.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take Duggar.
Yeah.
What do you take? What do you do, Liam? I go for
you gotta hit somebody.
Why are you on my TV? Okay? You got white sleeves or red sleeves. Hit one, bro. Don't go, Olay. Look at that, bro. And again, Long there too, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, yeah, he struggled too. But honestly, man, this kind of boils down to coaching, you know, and emphasizing in the run install. Listen, the pulling guard, the first guy at the second level that screams in your face, you got to scream back. You got to make, you got to touch down with him. You got to make contact with him.
Man,
and for Eichenberg to whiff.
Why don't you got Smythe on the field here? Why isn't he pulling with Long? Why is Long pulling with Liam Eichenberg? Look at your 2 pullers here. And look at this guy. And look at this guy. He just puts his head down Long and hopes for the best. Yeah. And like, come on, man.
Yeah. This is it's a combination of not only bad coaching or not effective enough coaching, but also just poor play. Because again, if you had dogs in that position, they're
both
blocking
getting
somebody.
blown up. Judon and Duggar are getting blown up if you got dogs here and then know what they're doing. But look at this. You got one guy lunging, hoping for the best at Judon's hip. And then look at this guy. Well, look at Eichenberg where I got frozen. Is he looking for a Gatorade on the sideline? Because Duggar's over here. What's he looking at? What is this guy looking at?
He missed the first threat. He completely whiffed on the first threat.
And it's clear he needed to take Duggar because Long was clearing out Judon all the way.
Right.
And he didn't know who to take.
Right. I'm telling you, bro, Mike McDaniel does not like watching this type of film, bro.
I want to throw up.
But he in particular, bro, run game coordinator, where we can clearly see Mike McDaniel has a special way of looking at football. For him to be a run game coordinator with the 49ers and to see this,
look at that play, though.
He is pissed.
Look at if you get the execution, though. And I know we don't got the broadcast view, but the idea and the design is fantastic. The 2 pulling guys to the side. Look at, and the 2 guys are there to clear out, but they both missed.
Yeah.
So it's on the execution.
That's why I said he's pissed. He's pissed when he turns on this type of film.
And he doesn't have the personnel to execute, and he's put in this position where, well, I got to run the ball, so I have to show them something.
That's tough, man.
Unbelievable.
That's tough to watch.
2nd and 6 now on the same drive. Teddy in the pistol, 21 personnel, 1-by-1 receiver set. Patriots in cover 6, but they're going to switch to cover 3 here. Play action. Teddy's going to make a beautiful throw here to Tyreek Hill on the deep out for a huge 19-yard gain down to the 24-yard line. Love that throw right outside the numbers. Good throw.
Perfect.
Right,
that was
throw. Good throw, Teddy.
This is by far the best throw of the game.
Yeah,
if you look at where Teddy is. Look at where he is on the field. Look at how far this ball travels on the money. Like that's a legitimate 45-yard toss
that's
across the field.
Yeah.
And for it to be that on the money, that's always a good sign for what's to come. When you talk about the rest of the game, it's just that like we all know.
That's the opposite. That's the opposite hash from like our 48 to the 24.
Yeah, that's a big time throw, man.
Yeah,
that's literally over a 45-yard throw. Yeah. And it was on the money. Perfect try for Tyreek.
Yeah.
But this was a good sign to see. But again, the injury that happened to his fingers is really what threw off everything. So.
And I love how we've seen the wrinkle. Like that's a wrinkle I've noticed a lot more since we came out of the bye. motioning into the offset a lot more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how we were throwing a lot of
With fullbacks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're like motioning into the offset a lot more. I noticed that. I like that wrinkle. Anyways. All right. So 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard Wilson run. Wilson Jr. is going to motion to Teddy's right in the backfield for 21 personnel, split back shotgun look with a 1x2 receiver set. We got quarters for the Patriots. Teddy hits Gesicki on this corner strike throw here for a nice 14-yard gain. Love it. But, bro, I would have loved to see him take the chance on that stutter go with Rico.
Yeah.
Because, I'm going to tell you this right now. Wilson, I love the design here, right? Wilson's going to take the man in the flats, right? Gesicki, and that's going to open up that corner strike, middle of the field to Gesicki, but he'll just flat out wins against his man on the stutter go. Ready, stutter, go! Ooh. Yeah. Should look down like he was taking his lunch money, baby.
And again, as a quarterback, we're talking about where we are on the field. This is red zone, down in distance. That means you have more, multiple downstairs to move the football. When you get that one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, you already know a stutter and go is coming. Man, just go ahead and take that shot.
Look at that bite.
Yeah, just take that shot. I mean, but regardless, it's still a good read.
You say
still a good throw.
End zone?
Oh, for sure. That's going to the back pylon right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to the back pylon right now. And but again, Teddy still made the second best read on here. And he got it to a good player.
That's why I can't complain. Like, I would like to see you take that shot, but you made a good throw here. It got us inside the 10. I can't hate, bro. You know what I mean?
The play design.
I love it.
Perfect,
love
man.
That. Love that, man. Man, when's Gesicki gonna run through one of those tackles or break through them? Like
he's incapable of it, man. He doesn't know how.
Bro, Duggar's out here stiff arming Bridgewater to hell, but you can't even stiff arm anyway. Bro, Bridgewater ate it, eh? Bridgewater ate it, bro. Oh my God, that's one of the reasons why I included the play, bro.
Honestly, when that play happened, I like something in my mind said he did.
Second level, nice throw there, layering it.
That was just a perfect pass, man.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man. Later on, when we see the film, when Duggar did that pick six, I was like, did you not watch the scouting report? Did you not look into it? Duggar is like their best player on defense.
Yeah, but bro, how do you not notice the shift? He didn't notice this. It looks like he didn't notice the coverage shift and didn't see looks like he didn't see Duggar for going from the box to hanging underneath.
That honestly, man, that defensive play call was exquisite. We'll get to that. But it's difficult for a quarterback to actually read what exactly is happening in front of him when you see the pre-snap formation and then the post-snap arrangement. It's like, wow, that was a great design by Bill Belichick.
First and goal, heavy set, strong right, single back, 12 personnel for Miami with Teddy under center, wide receiver at each side. Patriots are going to go to cover 0 here. Hill's going to motion. It's a backward pass, so considered a run, lateral by Hill up the left side. Great block by Sherfield right there. Tie game 7-7.
That block was everything by Trent Sherfield, man. If it wasn't for that, this play doesn't work. So, that's the number one key to all this, Sherfield's effort. That's what
Sherfield got away with a hold, eh?
I wouldn't have called him.
Well, I don't know. He got away.
I wouldn't have called it.
I know you were a Dolphin fan, bro.
No. I'm saying objectively because Tyreek Hill is so fast. It's like, okay, even with a slight
there, bro,
kind of body movement, it's like, no.
Bro, come on, bro. He threw out the whole angle. I mean, I'll take it. But he's holding right there. And he throws off the angle. Look at it. And he held. Look at it. And see, that's why the guy's screaming for I want the flag.
Yeah, I think it's no different than when Teron Armstead does like an obvious like hook with his arm, like when the defender tries to do a spin move, and it's like a professional. No. But I'm just saying this is eerily similar to like a professional hold, a professional kind of. I can get away with that block. I'm just laying out the obvious, man. I thought that was actually a really good block, man. But
You killed me, bro. Second quarter now. Next drive for Miami. 2nd and 4. I think we're motioned into that offset I formation right here. But I still can't believe Skylar targeted a man with a cast in the game, bro. I'm still like, all right, this is just a downright bad rep for Hunt. He's going to allow Lawrence. Look at it. Lunge. Allows Lawrence guy right through the A gap.
Yeah.
Just lunging off the snap instead of squaring up. Just, you watch 68 right here to the right. So just a bad rep, man. And this is why I'm showing this, because I've been asking the question recently. And again, I'm a Hunt guy. But is this the right scheme for him? And he's taking considerable errors on 3rd down in terms of flags. He's having mental errors in play like this. Is what it is. 6-yard gain because Mostert's effort's unreal here. But man, you got to be better here, brother.
Yeah, for Hunt to keep getting crossed over like that's more on not necessarily the play design and the responsibility, but more so his effort. Because again, as soon as you see a guy that you're supposed to be blocking cross your face, just like Liam Eichenberg had on that play where Bridgewater scrambled, you have to just abandon ship and beeline, cut him off, dive in front of his legs or what have you, to at least trip him up so that running back can have a cutback lane. But like I told you before we got on air, reasons, our offensive linemen are not as savvy as some of the better offensive linemen this league has to offer. So that's just that's just the reality of it, man. We just have guys that are just in place to run an offense, but we don't have difference makers on the offensive line outside of Teron Armstead.
All right, 2 plays later now. 3rd and 3. Teddy in the gun. Moser to his right. 3-by-1 receiver set. 10 personnel with Hill motioning here. And Patriots show Tampa 2, but will bail to cover 1 robber. Teddy makes the right read and hits Moser with all that space in front of him on the flat route. Huge effort, bro. Breaks like 5 tackles. 25-yard gain out of nothing. Love the effort there, man.
I put in my notes, Heem is a beast, but said was open. You know what I mean? And obviously the results of the play says, well, Raheem, what was the read? But when you look at it from you have to throw to your receivers standpoint, this is 3rd down standpoint. Cedric Wilson breaking off to the out route to the left.
Yeah.
That's NFL open. You have to put it on his chest and let him get down, and that'll be a 1st down. But what a play by Raheem, the dream. This guy, like I said, reason I don't know what's going on with McDaniel and him. If they have a beef stemming from the 49ers days, but for him to go away from him and to not make him one of the premier options in this offense, running and receiving, like on screenplays or something, I have an issue with that. I have a serious issue with that because he's clearly shown that when the ball's in his hands, he has a purpose to move the ball forward. And you don't; those players don't grow on trees, bro. Especially in this league, you got to keep feeding that type of player.
Yeah. All right. 2nd and 8 now. It is 2 plays after that Mostert catch and run we just watched. Piss poor effort by Liam here. He's going to get a one-on-one with Raekwon McMillan. He's going to get dominated, and the run's going to get stuffed for 1 yard. Liam even's going to smack the ground in frustration after. Look at this. Like, come on, bro. Look at it. There's a smack right there.
Yeah. Reason we can discuss these woes for hours when it comes to this offensive line, more in particular Liam. But look at Liam and look at Alec Ingold, right?
Yeah. But at least Ingold's got a freaking cast on his hand, so we can excuse him, bro.
True. But again, when it comes to this type of play, we're pulling guards and stuff. I don't like the fact that, or the idea that we're pulling Liam Eichenberg to block linebackers. I think Liam Eichenberg's best trait is to pull and block the first guy smoking on the edge and steal him out the way and have that the other blocker go straight up the field like Alec Ingold to that linebacker to create that hole for a running back like Wilson to find and make his best. Wilson is at his best when blocks are executed and he has the room to run.
Yeah.
And right now we're just screwing everything up in front of him, and it's frustrating to watch, bro, because it's affecting the entire offense.
I agree. All right, next play. 3rd and 7. Empty backfield for Miami. 3-by-2 set with Teddy in the gun. Hill motions. Patriots cover 0. Teddy's going to make a brutal throw behind Waddle's out route, and he's also going to totally miss. Watch Tyreek Hill. This man is going up the seam for the walk-in touchdown, and Teddy don't even look his way. And obviously, after this, we are forced to kick a field goal, 51 yards and miss. But look at, oh my God.
Yeah. Now, in theory, this is the right read.
Yeah, this is the right read, but the throw is fucking awful.
I agree. And honestly, man, if you got the balls for it, man, on 3rd down, you see 0 coverage, and you know Tyreek is running up the seam.
Bro, Tua would have thrown that.
Man,
if Tua would have diagnosed the 0 and thrown that.
Man, you got to just lob it down the middle of that field and let this guy run right underneath it for an easy touchdown. Tyreek hit, and you see the defender. As soon as you see a defender flat-footed, just like how we seen in the Lions game, man, Tyreek gonna get that, man.
Bro, I'll go even
Tyreek gonna get that.
I'll go even better for you. Check this out. See Wilson at the bottom of the screen here?
Yeah.
I'll argue even this is a read. Look at the defender the whole way. His
flat-footed, yeah.
Inside and flat-footed. Even he's a read the whole way, but I get it. It's a running back, right? Like you're not.
And I'm not throwing the deep to Wilson no more this season. After the 49ers game,
Tyreek,
I'm like, yeah, bro, he ain't got it. Exactly. Tyreek, that's the throw. That's the throw. If you really want him, like, make a big play.
Would have done. I can already read this already. Tua snaps the head towards the out and then does his whole snap back to Tyreek and
Yep. And it's 0 coverage, so it's like the perfect opportunity to do it. But again, I don't know, man. It's just another missed opportunity. Watch
Judon dominate Shell here too.
Right. Hey, this was the play. Hey, this was the play. I was like, is Brandon Shell trying to do what Armstead did versus the Bills game?
I don't get it, bro. All he did was like tap him. Look at this. Look at this thing. Boom. Ah!
I think, but that's what I mean. It looked like Shell was trying to do what Armstead actually perfectly executed in that Bills game, where he did like a heavy block with the defensive end and literally pivoted inside back to block the interior guy that was blitzing. It looked like he tried to do the same thing but failed miserably. You know what I mean? Like it was like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do that.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but regardless, there's pressure in your face. Make that throw, Teddy. You're good enough, man. Make that throw, bro. Make that throw.
You know what I hate about Teddy Bridgewater when it comes to him starting, and it's not the receiver's fault. I hate how Waddle disappears.
Yeah. He's not as I don't know if it's a confidence thing either. It's just he doesn't target him, man. Not as much.
He doesn't make him a focal point.
Unless it's a designed read, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He rarely targets him. And that just might be just the nature of what the defense is showing him and what the first read is on that defensive coverage. But just the odds, man. Yeah, he doesn't get as much. This. Oh my God.
Next drive, still tied. 2nd and 10. You can't help but laugh. Connor Williams is going to lose his battle, and Liam is going to make it worse by wiping him out with his attempted help on Carl Davis. Lamb is going to get at the end of his block too, and there's way too many Dolphin linemen on the ground. Such disarray on this 12-yard loss. It's ridiculous. Look at this. It's just a disaster. Look at this.
Everything went wrong.
What is happening right now?
Everything went wrong on this play. And this even led to Lamb's injury, bro. He was hit by friendly fire, Connor Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this ended his game, bro. So this is what I mean by when it's best not to disrupt the offensive unit, the offensive line. I get Liam Eichenberg is a better athlete, a better option, I suppose, than Rob Jones. But Robert Jones was a solid piece in between Armstead and Connor Williams as far as the cohesiveness of how he performed.
I'm telling you, man, that's Connor Williams that ended his season.
Yeah, that's what
right
I'm
there. Oh, I thought you said Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Connor ends his season right there, and then look at Liam goes down right here. So let's count. Let's count the defensive. You got this guy. What this guy? Okay, so we got Eichenberg trying to super kick the ref.
Mortal Kombat.
We got Liam let Lamb on all fours, and we got Connor Williams over here getting up.
Oh, the entire interior offensive line.
Yeah, the entire
destroyed this play, including Robert Hunt. Let's be honest, because Robert Hunt, as an offensive lineman, if your guy is being blocked by him, you automatically sense of urgency, cut him off, get into that block, and get it. I mean, this is elementary, Watson. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is just this is poor play by the offensive line.
Bad. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, poor play.
3rd and 22 now. Teddy in the gun. Moser to his right. 3-by-1 receiver set. 10 personnel with Sherfield motioning from the left. Tampa 2 for the Patriots on this. It's a fake. It looks like it's a fake screen. Watch the bottom of the screen, but then they hit the drag.
Yep.
And across the middle instead to go against the grain. He manages to get 17 out of this, but still you're 5 yards short. I love the idea and the design here. The execution was good too. The sack was just too big to overcome. And the blocking by Hill and Sherfield is phenomenal here.
Right.
Up the left side. And we ended up punting inside the 2. But look at the blocking right there he got. Absolutely great stuff. But I like the design here. They took the flow of the defense to one side with the screen, came back with the drag, and the blocking he got was really good. Like, look at that. Good blocking right there, man. Look at that. So you got to make up 22 yards. So
this is next. That was next level play design. And I'll tell you what, the more we keep seeing Mike McDaniels put his fingerprint on certain things on this offense. I mean, can you imagine if this defense wasn't Bill Belichick discipline? That would potentially be a touchdown when you talk about a regular defense over pursuing on an offensive line, clearly showing the screen to the right and just having Waddle clear across the field to the left. Man, that would have been a touchdown if it was another defense, but too much to overcome, like you said. So, but I love the play design on that. That's like next level.
All right. Next drive, 2nd and 9, Teddy in the gun, 1-by-2 receiver set. Wilson Jr. to his left of Teddy, 20 personnel. Patriots go from a cover 6-4-2 look to cover 3. Sherfield will motion to the left. Teddy, he's going to see Tyreek throw his arm up like he's going to go. If you watch, look at, threw his arm up there.
Oh.
Right? You saw that?
Yeah.
If you guys, again, if you watch at the top here, watch Tyreek. Tyreek's going to throw his arm up right there and act like he's going he's optioning that route to a go. But and Teddy throws it, and that's why there's miscommunication. Watch here, guys.
Clear.
Watch Teddy here after he lets the ball go. He's gonna put his hands on his head and be like, "What happened, Reek?" Right there. Look, his hands are on his head. He's like, "What? What are you saying?"
So Teddy has that. Oh no! Look on it. But you know what, man? Again, this is clear miscommunication between quarterback and wide receiver, but I'm still not sure if this was supposed to be like a design. You feel me? Like everyone who watches film knows when Tyreek Hill puts his hand up, he's going for a go route. So maybe there's a nuance inside of this route concept where he throws his hand up. Yeah, he throws the hand up so the defense can overplay the go route. And then he breaks back for a stop. Maybe that could have been the case, But again, Teddy sees that arm go up. Hey, Tyreek Hill, watch you. But that reaction was hilarious to me, bro. Teddy knows that's supposed to be intercepted, bro. And then McCourty does what McCourty does. Boing. Next play. We got it.
9, Teddy in the gun, empty backfield, Sherfield motions from the right to a stack to the left. It's a 3-by-2 tight look. Cover 3 for the Patriots. Teddy has the Tyreek drag or the Cedric Wilson on the spot route, but instead targets Sherfield on the out route. And the reason why I showed this, because me and you always talk about it, he can open him here, bro. Like, he can open the hell out of him here.
He hung him out to dry. It was a high throw.
Bro. Like, this was not a safe throw here. And you remember the broadcast? Sherfield was winded after this throw, remember? He was on the sideline.
He was limping. Yeah, he was limping.
Yeah, it took him a while for him to get up. It took him a couple of seconds to get up. He was on all fours for a second.
I thought that was a direct cause of getting caught in the air and his left leg being literally it plummeted to the ground. His left leg.
And his ribs though too. That's why I don't know whether he was winded or not. Watch, he falls directly on the ribs, and look at how he falls. First it's the ribs, like oof.
I just recall seeing his left leg just abnormally.
He stayed like this for a second. See how he's down, like he stayed like that.
He was clearly hurt, man. But it looked like it.
That's a can opener throw. Me and you always talk about, bro.
Right.
Just not over the middle. He threw it outside. You can still hurt a guy throwing them outside the numbers.
Exactly.
When they come down for that, it's all bets are off, right? So
and it's weird because we just seen Teddy make a spectacular throw to Tyreek Hill a couple plays before where it was like on the money. And this is the the opposite of that. This is like a little bit too high. This is a pressure down. You're supposed to make this throw routinely, and it just got away from me.
And we got
but you see how his leg completely like whiplash to the ground. That's when I thought he kind of injured himself. I didn't necessarily see loss of wind, but you see how his leg is just like just an abnormal thrust to the ground. I thought he was really hurt from that collision back to earth. But that too, it was. He's hurt, man. You can't hang your receiver out to dry like that, man. Yeah. It always has to be in his chest right there.
Agreed. All right, 1st and 10 after a bad Pilardi punt and a 10-yard return. The reason why I showed that is because me and you always highlight all the safe throws Tua makes. I wanted to highlight the safe throws. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
Why it's important to protect your receivers, right? Well, we always talk about 2 receivers stacked to the right, Teddy under center, Moser in the single back. 21 personnel. Patriots drop to cover 3 again here. Play action. Tyreek's going to sell the bubble, which is going to pull the bubble screen, which is going to pull the linebacker up and opens the middle of the field for Waddle's slant. And he hits it for a nice 18-yard gain. Did you notice that when you first watched it, the bubble sell?
Yes, with Tyreek. This was the perfect play call. Perfect play call after you stop the Patriots, bad punt, and you're on the 40-yard line. Everyone's expecting a run. You do under the center play action, pop up. You see him. You got the bait with Tyreek on the right, and then you just find Waddle on the scene. And again, design play for Waddle. Teddy will find him. Teddy will find him in there. So that was a positive play, man.
All right, 2nd and 7. Teddy in the pistol. 2-by-2 receiver set, 21 personnel. It's going to be that fake end around here. Connor Williams doesn't take his lead block.
Oh, my God. Just getting his way, Connor. Getting his way,
Should have been a touchdown. Badly blocked.
I believe so.
Y'all will see it right here. Remember 1 week it's Gesicki going past all the lead blocks.
Yeah.
Now look at Connor right here. Breakout. Connor's going to flesh out. And look at what are you saying, bro?
Block him.
He had his eyes on him. Did you not see
Square up.
Like, come on, man. And then you look upfield, there's no one there.
I mean, come on, bro. And honestly, this might have been Connor Williams' worst game all year when it came to just clearly missing assignments and clearly whiffing on blocks. If Connor Williams seals him, Wilson puts his foot in the ground and takes that up damn near untouched into the end zone.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can't miss these ones, bro. Find somebody, hit somebody, you know.
Yep. Teddy in the gun here, Hill to his left. We're gonna have Hill's in his left to the backfield there. Sherfield to the left, right there. He's in the blocking. Trips bunch to the right. 11 personnel quarters for the Pats. Teddy's gonna move up, nothing open, and he's gonna this shovel pass here to Mostert. Hey man, it's creative. It works. 14-7.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
I'll take it all day.
That was a big play. Big play by Teddy. Nothing was open by the initial play design. He got more room. Just found a guy coming open in Mostert.
All right, 14-10 after the Patriots respond with a field goal. 2nd and 10 after an incomplete pass to Waddle to start the drive. Long and Shell on this play are going to be very poor. It's going to cost the Dolphins on the ground. Shell is going to pass Barmore off to Long for some reason because he's looking to reach Bentley on the second level, and he doesn't. So then it just gets swallowed up. You can't give Long that assignment. Long cannot take on Barmore. And then the whole purpose you did it was to go to the second level and take on 8 Bentley. Juwan Bentley.
He didn't even get him.
And you didn't even do that. So what are we doing here?
This is all on Shell. This is all on Shell. Poor effort, poor execution. And if anything, you just stay on your guy and double team him, even if you miss that block with Bentley. Just double team him. That's at least an additional 2 to 3 yards for Wilson to just run up the gut and get as much as he can. Poor rep by Brandon Shell.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's get to it.
All right, Teddy in the gun, empty backfield, 2x3 set. Patriots are going to drop to Tampa 2 on this. Teddy is not going to read the buck drop from Kyle Duggar out of the box, and he's going to try to force the crosser to Tyreek, and it's going to be easily picked. Duggar's going to return it for 6, and he's going to add insult to injury by stiff-arming Bridgewater to hell. He didn't notice the buck drop, and because he didn't notice the buck drop, boom, a cut underneath, and it's over.
I'm not going to lie, Reason. Get back to the field view when you can.
Oh.
Look at the pre-snap field view. Look at the defensive alignment.
The middle of the field's there all day. Yeah.
When I say when you can create confusion like this is literally cover 0, and I call it cover 0 iron when you have your safeties closer to the line of scrimmage than the cornerback, and just look at how they literally invert the Tampa 2 to have those safeties play corner and to have those corners play safety. That's high level defensive scheme, and any quarterback can get confused when they see something like that. And but regardless, when that type of thing happens, man, don't force it, bro. Just if it's confusion, man, dump it off right there, man.
Yeah, right
dude is flaring out to you. To the right, you have a guy on the flat to the left. Don't force none of that, Teddy. Look where you are on the field. You know what I mean? So it was just a really bad play by Teddy Bridgewater, man. And obviously the play before, when there was an incomplete pass, his hand was disrupted, by a pass rusher, and his fingers got kind of mangled, I guess. But regardless, man,
you don't make and jammed his ring finger.
You don't make these throws in this situation. Yeah, he literally got stiff armed to, the soil of the field, bro. But again, Bridgewater cannot make that throw, man. He knows that, man. He knows he forced it. And it was weird because he wasn't forcing it at all the entire first quarter, it seemed like. You know what I mean? It was all check down. So I was a little confused by the decision, man. So that's a tough play. That's a tough play by Teddy.
Skylar's in 1st and 10. Skylar under center. Mostert the single back, 21 personnel. Wide receiver split to each side. Cover 3 for the Patriots. Ingled's going to motion to the left. It's going to be a play action. Skylar's going to dump it off to the screen, and this is why the team has such a low success rate. What a poor effort and awful job by Shell here. This is unreal. Loss of 4. This is terrible, Martin.
No disguise.
This is terrible by Shell.
No disguise.
You're going to watch 71 to the right here.
No disguise.
Like
the play looked like a screen.
You know,
it looked like a screen, and people would try to blame like Skylar for making that throw in the first place when clearly the defense read the whole thing. The call shouldn't have been made, but the execution of the call was very poor. And normally as a seasoned quarterback, when you see that play's not going to work, you throw that ball in the dirt right where that intended target is.
Yeah.
But but just no execution whatsoever. That play looked like a screen. Yeah, and when it looks like it, come on, bro. That's terrible execution.
Yeah, they're too well coached in New England to not sniff that out.
Yep.
3rd and 5 now. Skylar in the gun. 2 receivers stacked to the left and right. Mostert to his left. 10 personnel. New England in cover 6 initially, but will drop to a cover 3 robber look here. Skylar's going to feel the heat, but delivers a good ball here to Mostert on the flat, who again makes something out of nothing. Turns this into a 17-yard gain. Bentley called for a roughing the passer here too.
Again, Mostert is a beast. We have to put the ball in his hands more, and it's tough because we only have like one game left theoretically. But I mean, clearly he has earned the right to say let's feed him the football. But actually, on that play, I really like Skylar Thompson's poise under pressure because everything was collapsing on him in that play, and you can clearly see, like you said, the roughing the passer call. Yeah, it was the right call just because everything was just right in his face and helmet to helmet. So, yeah,
2nd and 9 now. Skylar in the gun, 2 receivers stacked to the left, 1 split to the right. Skylar in the gun and Wilson Jr. to his right, 11 personnel. Tampa 2 for New England here on this play. Skylar's going to target Sherfield's flat arrow route to the left here, and he just straight up drops it. It's unreal. Sherfield has become Mr. Unreliable.
No.
It's unreal. Like the young kid needs some help here, boys, and we're letting him down.
As a pro, you got to help your rookie. I know the ball was late. I know you were open from
the footsteps.
Pretty much the first 2 seconds of the play, but you have to realize who's at quarterback right now, and you have to help him anytime the ball is in your vicinity. You have to play above your level, bro, because that's what we're dealing with as far as a green guy coming into this magnitude of a game. He has to help his quarterback.
All right, 3rd and 9 now. And it is a empty backfield 2x3 set. Skylar in the gun, motioning Hill on the right there, and he's just gonna move up, feel the heat, and he's gonna get out of the pocket, make a play, get the first down.
Big
but a
play.
Recurring theme, a 3rd down converted by our quarterback, because 2 has done this before, and guess what? We take an illegal shift from Tyreek Hill there, and it nullifies this gain. I mean, look at where we should be. I mean, we should be 1st down inside the 30 at about the 25.5, and instead we are going to get pushed back.
And I don't know if you remember what Mike McDaniel was saying in his post game press conference after this game.
Players making
he basically highlighted how the players that he has relied on to as far as playmakers are concerned are the ones kind of setting us back in some plays when it comes to day one stuff. You know what I mean?
Jalen Waddle's done this. Now Tyreek's done this.
For you to not move before the snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle not lined up on the line of scrimmage instead of being 1st and goal at the 10. Now we're, yeah. It's been a struggle, man.
It's a great effort from the rookie, man. It's brutal. So. You good, Martin?
Yeah. No, it is what it is now. Yeah. I was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you were.
Can you hear me now?
All right. So
Okay.
Skylar in the gun. We see that triple stack formation we've seen recently a few times to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield, right? We got 11 personnel on this.
And cover 3 pre-snap.
And Skylar, he is going to take the snap, and you watch Hill at the top. Hill's going to run that quick out, that speed out, throws a little bit behind him. Hill gets a hand on it and pops it right up into the hands of Jonathan Jones for a brutal, crippling interception.
Yeah, this is exactly what I meant when I said Skylar Thompson was just a hair too late on his reads and his throws, because he's just not, he doesn't have the reps with these guys. It's that simple. He doesn't know how fast everything is going. And until you get comfortable with that speed, you're always going to be a hair or a tick too late on all these type of plays.
You know what I want to say, Martin? You know what I want to say, Martin? We went from being at the 26 to that play starting at the 42. We had gone from the 37 to the 26, but because of the penalty, we're at the 42. Again, we see a critical third down that puts us in scoring position, nullified by penalty, followed up by a interception or a turnover. We've seen it whether it's been Tua, we've seen it whether it's been Skylar, we've seen it with Teddy. It's a recurring theme, bro.
Self-inflicting. And as much as we want to try to say, well, this is a coaching situation, this is actually players just not making plays for the team. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
In crunch time situations. So
agreed. Skylar in the gun. Moser to his left. 1-by-3 receiver set.
Quarters coverage. Post snap cover 3.
And I like this throw here. I thought this was actually a pretty impressive throw here. Right in between, right, finds him settling down at the top of the stem of his route. It's just like a quick, it's just a quick curl route, right? And at the top of it, and he nails it. I thought this was actually a pretty good throw to Jalen Waddle for 12 yards to move the football. And, I agreed with McDaniel. It was evident he started to settle in. Now you want that ball a little bit lower, so maybe he can turn and make a play on it. But still, Waddle made the catch. It's just getting the rhythm, kid. Now it's just about getting the completions.
I thought he delivered the ball nicely. I still think it was a hair too late, because clearly it is what it is. But I'm surprised they didn't call targeting by Jabril Peppers on that. Yeah, because he clearly was like that's like Rodney Harrison type of spearing right there. As far as defensive receiver is concerned. So I was surprised about. See how he just completely ducks his head like that?
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was shocked that they didn't throw a flag on that play, to be honest. So
why would they give us that?
I mean, call it, bro.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. I just noticed.
Yeah. I thought that was a little dirty, man. But hey.
All right, Skylar in the gun. We got Hill motioning from the left. We got Moser to his right. It is 11 personnel.
Still scale quarters coverage.
Skylar, he's going to take the snap. And he just takes the underneath. And again, bro. I know this is the play you wanted included in. So say what you got to say. Because Sherfield is gone, brother. Again, Sherfield's gone. But the again, unless he moves around in the pocket, the time isn't there for him to hit Sherfield. You there, Martin?
Yeah, I was breaking up. My fault, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was. There's really nothing he can kind of do for the Sherfield pass, because it was a blitz.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
So you want to get the ball out of your hands quickly.
Yeah.
But as a quarterback, fundamentally, you want to throw in the teeth of the blitz, and the blitz is primarily coming from his right side. Which route recovers that blitz? It's Gesicki's route, man.
Yeah.
If you stay calm, man, you get that ball to Gesicki. Gesicki probably turns up that field, bro, and who knows? You feel me? Like you just toss it to that right now. Who knows? Who knows, man? Play football.
He might not have liked the buck dropping linebacker,
but
he didn't even look. He didn't even look. He didn't even look though. He's locked in. He's locked in. If you watch his head, he's locked in where he's locked. He's not even looking at Gesicki, bro. He's locked in on because he sees all the space. That's why.
And he saw the space and he saw Tyreek. He's like, all right, 1 + 1 = 2. Let me get the ball to him. But me, you have to no different than Tua. Down in distance, you see the defense, react off what the defense is showing you, and get the ball to the route that you know should be open. Look at all those 3 defenders to the right side.
3rd and 8, right? This was third.
It was 3rd and long, pretty much. And I mean, come on, not for Skylar's sake, because he's still learning things. But you have to just continue. You have to force feed yourself to read defenses, bro. Because the more you force yourself to read, the more second nature it'll actually become for you. That's when you start making the special throws. But right now, if you can't even read the defense, not just on Skylar, I'm talking about Teddy and Tua. This is a situation with Tua as well. Read the defense and react off of it, man. That's where the special plays come in. But these guys get locked on to Tyreek like, excuse my language, like the baddest one in the school. The number one chick in the school. Everybody want to talk to and everybody want to holler at. That's what Tyreek Hill is, man. Everybody want to throw it. It's like, come on. Read the defense, man. Make the right read, make the right throw.
All right, Skylar in the gun here. I believe this is on a 3rd and 10 as well. You got motion, Jeff Wilson out to the left side. And, I mean, Skylar just going to –
God. What kind of blocking is well, let me stop getting angry.
Sorry, this was 2nd and 10. I apologize.
I'm just look how Skylar had 0 time.
Sorry, 1st and 10. This started the drive.
Anything.
Yeah, this started the drive. After the Patriots went up 23-14.
This is embarrassing, bro. For Skylar to have little to no time to process the defense, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
Again, Connor Williams, bro. Connor Williams dominated. You got Liam Eichenberg struggling again right here. Look at Liam Eichenberg loses the hand fight big time, right?
They just stopped blocking. Man. This is bad. This is bad line play, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, Skylar in the gun. We got after the motion a 3-by-1 set. Mostert in the backfield to his right. We have 12 personnel. 12 personnel. Yeah, and Wilson coming out on the swing route. As Martin just said, you got cover 2 for all y'all. Skylar's going to try to step up into the pocket and make something happen, and just everything's going to collapse around him. He's going to go down. Good night, Charlie. And this is on 3rd down.
The only other player he could have, or the only thing he probably could have done.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
The only thing he probably could have done is work the low to high concept with Gesicki and the other route coming across from the left. But the time that he has to even try to process that didn't have a lot. It was.
And that's on Hunt again.
This is a mess, and Eichenberg is, laid down on his back like a roach. Like it is. It's becoming a recurrent thing.
No, I like Eichenberg actually put a good effort there. Watch Eichenberg. He comes around and clears the blind side. I can't hate on Eichenberg there. Where I'm hating on here is that right side is an issue on this play. I mean, look at Hunt. I mean, he steps up and he just lets him get off his block.
Yeah, Hunt just got beaten on that play. But the reason I'm bringing up Eichenberg, right?
Eichenberg passed his man off, and off to Connor Williams, who took him on, and then Greg Little was beat hard, and Eichenberg cleared that. I can't hate on him that.
Eichenberg cleared it, but no different than when Robert Hunt takes a little. There has to be greater reaction time to offensive line and seeing that there's a guy that needs help. That's all I'm saying. I like what it looked like, as far as him clearing it. But if he gets there earlier, I think Skylar steps up a little bit smoother instead of a panic step up, and maybe he processes the concept better. But it's I don't know, man. It all starts with the offensive line, man. That's all I'm saying, man. It's a mess.
That was 3rd and 10, 6-yard loss, brought up a 4th and 16. So all right. We got Wilson motioning out to the right, empty set, 2 stacked to the left, trips bunch to the right, Skylar in the gun with the empty backfield.
Cover 2, Tampa.
And Skylar, he is just going to take the underneath to Jeff Wilson. Jeff's going to try and get try and get it. Was
that just Raheem?
No, that's Raheem the Dream. That's Raheem the Dream. Mm-hmm. That's a 6-yard gain and that's going to get the first down on a 2nd and 6. Raheem continuing to make plays, bro.
I know, man. He's a beast, bro. He's a beast.
And you know what? I got to give kudos. Look at you could see Thompson's getting more comfortable. Look at his feel for the pocket right here, right? Moves around, head moving, and then he sees him. And even with bodies right in front of him, in front of him, he's still making the throw. So
he made a throw on one foot.
I like it.
while he hurdled people in front of him,
And another good effort by Raheem the Dream. So
absolutely.
One receiver to the left, trips bunch to the right. Raheem Mostert in the backfield with Skylar in the gun. It is 11 personnel.
Quarters coverage.
And Skylar, he's going to take it. And I think this was stop throwing these 99-mile-per-hour fastballs, kid. And you got to get some touch on them. And stop throwing to their back hip on top of it too. We saw that. I included this because we saw this happen a couple times, right? Where he was just putting a little too much juice on it, and he was throwing back hip. But this one, he finally got it right on the move. Right, this wasn't to the back hip. This wasn't too much juice. He finally got it, and Gesicki let him down. And so, because it was a little bit behind Gesicki, but you got to make that catch. But how many times, in the drives leading up to this, since Skylar come in, had we seen him on the move and he's either throwing to the guy's back hit or he was rifling it into them. So to see him come out and actually make the throw this time, and now the receiver lets him down, it was hard. I felt bad for the kid, man. I felt bad for him.
I still think like how you said the pass is catchable. But there is still an element of it kind of got to him like a little quickly. But Gesicki's, I mean, if you have top 10 hands as a tight end, bro, you make that.
Yeah,
catch.
Okay.
You do.
Top 10. All right.
Hey, do not disrespect Mike Gesicki like that.
I will disrespect Mike
Gesicki. You have seen this guy make spectacular catches.
Yeah,
but
okay.
He's just inconsistent.
When I see it, I'm glad I see it once a year. That's fantastic. Good for me.
we need to see it more often. That's
and you know what? And I'm pretty sure that was a 3rd and 7. So now it's
it just makes matters worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's 4th and 7. You got trips right. You got one receiver tight to the left. Skylar in the gun. Mostert to his left.
All quarters coverage.
Tyreek is going to motion.
Play the sticks.
And I think this is Skylar's best throw of the day.
Absolutely. Threaded it
between the defenders on basically, off the release. He comes into, it was almost like a stick at the top there, right? And I don't, it was almost like a stick off the release. So, and he delivered a bomb because he didn't keep running through the middle of the two guys. So, yeah, I like it. I thought this was a good throw. You really see from look at this. Perfect.
What a toss. Yeah. What a toss.
he was clearly getting more comfortable. Look at he's hopping and
He getting hype.
getting hype. He's feeling it. All right, we got Skylar in the gun here. Trips left, one. Gesicki split to the right. We got running back to Skylar's right, which is Jeff Wilson, who's going to motion out. And he's just going to go to that corner that, it's an out route heading towards the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Gesicki's got to fight through the stem. Then when he finally breaks out, ball's there, but guess what? It's a pass interference. Was that a pass interference or a hold?
Yeah. No, it was a defensive hold.
Defensive holding. It was a pass interference, but they called it a holding.
Yeah, clearly a PI.
Yeah, clearly a PI. So I thought he actually, even with the stem of the route being jammed up, I thought he delivered a good ball there, bro.
Did you see the hit this man just took, man?
I know.
Look at this. Like a s'more smush, bro. Dog, I can't watch this offense.
Look at how easily Judon got by Greg Little. Oh my god. Oh.
I see that.
Thank
but
God.
Why isn't Eichenberg
Skylar fell the way he did? Look at I know, eh? Look at Eichenberg just watching. Look at Eichenberg just watching. Eichenberg's useless, bro. The guy's a pylon with a 74 jersey on. It's ridiculous. It's awesome. Tell me I'm wrong.
A cone drill with 74.
He's a pylon with a 74 jersey on.
He's a cone drill. Damn, bro. That is terrible. Oh.
It's terrible because I'm right.
I know.
I know. Trips bunch to the left. We got two receivers stacked to the right. Gesicki's going to motion to actually the left of Hill on the right side. Skylar in the gun. He's going to take the snap. And
zero coverage.
And he is
going
to move out, get out. And the delay to Gesicki, I love it in the back of the end zone, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff from Skylar Thompson here. Clearly got more comfortable as the game continued. You got all the defenders jumping in front of him, moves around, scrambles, makes a play with his legs, overextends the play, makes a throw for a touchdown. I love it, bro. Good, great. Other than that throw to Hill, this was his best. This and the throw to Hill when he split the defenders were his two best plays, clearly. And they show those. These are the type of plays Teddy can't give you these plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this.
And to be fair, Tua as well. Tua does not necessarily have this type of escapability
like this. He can't overextend.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. So this is an added element as well with Skylar, and when he's in. That was just the perfect play for him, and big play for a touchdown. So
loved it.
Rough film to watch though. Oh my goodness.
For the offensive.
Oh my. Honestly, man, the O-line is. We would have hoped it would have gotten better with the addition of Armstead. But like you mentioned before we started really diving into the film, there's so many players playing out of position. And it's so obvious that they're playing out of position based off of how they perform. It's like, we don't got it this year like that. We don't got it this year like that. So, tough, man. 5 straight losses, man.
I really hope Armstead's going to be able to go this weekend, especially now with everything that's up in the air with the Bengals-Bills game. The Bills aren't going to be able to rest starters now on Sunday because there's going to be no decision. They're not going to know what to do, right?
Right.
Or is there going to be a decision made? I don't know.
Right.
So, they're not going to get a win either way though, because that might.
We have to just tack it on as a game that was just forfeited, and again, it's neither team's fault. That.
But do you think they're going to give a tie? Do you think each team's going to get a tie?
I don't think they're going to count the game at all. It won't.
So
make a difference.
So what do you do if the Chiefs win on Sunday? Sorry, on Saturday, and then the Bills win. Now you got the Chiefs got one more win, but they played one more game. But the Bills have a higher winning percentage now.
I think they give the Chiefs the number 1 seed based off of just more wins, you know, and it's no one's fault. You know what I mean? That the game was not played for the right reasons, and again, if the Chiefs win, then they deserve to be the number 1 seed. But if the Chiefs manage to lose against a reeling Raiders team, Josh Jacobs is probably going to have the game of his life against them. And Jarrett Stidham played awesome, by the way.
Bro,
God.
Raider fans went from crying over Derek Carr to like, oh well, Derek Carr didn't matter anyway. Gee, obviously McDaniels knows.
Nah, that's just false. Derek Carr, you know me and Derek, man. We go back, man. That dude's an awesome quarterback. But Stidham showed up big time for Josh McDaniels because he's familiar with that system. He's familiar with his time in New England, and he's familiar with the execution that Josh McDaniels expects. So that game in particular for the Chiefs is not going to be as easy as you would assume. And I don't know, man. I think if the Chiefs wind up losing that game, then the Bills are definitely going to be playing everybody week 18. And I think regardless, they still want to play a game. They want to play a game for Damar. They want to, you know, they want to get back on that field and, you know, just come out with a different energy. And I think they will against the Patriots. The Patriots are about to run into a rock bottom pretty much with the Buffalo Bills. And you know, if that were to happen, then the Dolphins, we have to prepare ourselves like this is a win-in scenario. So again, we shouldn't even be in this situation in the first place. You win 1 out of these last 5 games, you're in the playoffs. You win 2, you might be in a different position altogether when it comes to the bracketology. It's just this is the epitome of a meltdown. You know, we've literally shot ourselves in the foot repeatedly, game after game after game, and it begins with the offensive line, bro. Honestly, man, it always boils down to it. We need Armstead back. We need Connor Williams to play better, and we have to stop forcing guys back into the lineup that we know does not contribute to the overall well-being of the cohesion of the offensive line. Lee Eichenberg, Austin Jackson. I love those guys as people and players to an extent, but to interfere with the already gelled offensive line, that's like offensive suicide, you know.
So if they roll forward with Tua and McDaniel next year, what are you doing in terms of backup? You're not bringing Teddy back at that money. Are you just rolling with continuing to develop Skylar as the number 2, or what are you doing?
I would go as far as looking into bringing in Jimmy Garoppolo, because I think Tua needs to be pushed. I really do. And not to the point where there's a quarterback controversy, so to speak, but more so to say, watch how it's done. You know what I mean? Like to that level. Because when you look at what Tua was doing early on in the year, and you look at what transpired these last couple of weeks, especially that 49ers game is what sticks out to me the most. It felt like he kind of shrunk to the moment. And I think that was due to, you know, just not having the wherewithal and the overall presence of mind. Like, hey, bro, if you come out and get this done, you know, you have arrived, and maybe competition can bring that out of him. You know what I mean? Next year, I'm looking to see if we can bring in a guy like a Jimmy Garoppolo to at the very least bring him in for a good enough price, and then have him compete, bro. Have him compete with Tua, and if Tua is the guy, he beats Jimmy, and Jimmy plays the role like he did with Trey Lance early on in this year. He's just there, waiting in the wings as a serviceable backup that can win you football games. But Tua needs competition next offseason for sure. There is no way around it. He needs to be pushed. And McDaniel is the perfect one to push the button for him to be pushed. So I'm curious to see how that pans out for real.
Yeah, so am I. It's going to be listen, I hope the off season doesn't start this Monday. Because you know what? The Monday after Week 18 is always Black Monday. And I hope it ain't coming down on us, bro. So, listen, just for the sake of all of our sanity, let's just get in the playoffs.
just get in. Just get in, man.
Just get in. Anything can happen.
Just breathe the playoff air and see where the chips fall, bro.
Exactly. Anything is possible, man. So just get in, please.
We'll see. We'll see, man. But it's been a tough road regardless, man.
It's going to be interesting to see who the Jets start at quarterback. You know what I mean? Against us.
And not to take too much time either reason, because I know we're moving up on 2 hours in there. I'm so when you look at teams like even the Jacksonville Jaguars, same record as the Miami Dolphins now, but
they're on the upswing. They started slow, and now they're
right. When you really look at what they're actually doing, and you see their 8-8 record, and 9 times out of 10, I do believe that they're going to seal the deal and win that game against the Titans because Josh Dobbs is going to be the starter for that game. Ryan Tannehill cannot make it. I'm telling you right now, man, that's the team. Like, and you said it early on in the season, like mid-season. You want to see Jacksonville make it to the playoffs because you think they can, make some noise. You know what I mean? As far as what they can potentially do. That team in particular, I'm interested to see in retrospect. Not necessarily because I want to see them play, but I just want the Dolphins to kind of take a look at what it looks like when your team is gaining traction and momentum heading into the playoffs instead of just making the playoffs because you have the record to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? We have to learn how to play playoff football come December, come January, so we can make that push. Because right now, man, even if we make the playoffs, I'm like, maybe we'll get lucky. And that should never be the case when we talk about contending teams. So tough.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if we got the playoffs, you'd probably go in with zero expectations because, look at who would be lining up with against in the first week. Like, it's funny, if you would have asked us during the 8-3 there, if the Kansas City Chiefs scare us, we would have told you no. Now we see all the holes have opened up to, damn size leaks, and we're like, I don't know. So
there ain't much we can do about it, man. Injuries compiled. We lost momentum. We outcoached ourselves on both sides of the football. Jason Sanders is who we thought he was.
Be honest with me. Do you see us even winning this weekend?
Yes. I do see us winning this weekend.
Do you think the Patriots are going to win and it's going to be all for naught in the end?
No. I see the Buffalo Bills going after the Patriots like their life depended on it. And that's not to be used like as a term for who they're playing for. But I'm just talking about like they want to get a win. They want to win, and I think the Patriots lose to them. But for us, we can't worry too much about the win. Again, I just wanted to attack being ourselves again, figure out our identity again. Because right now we don't know who we are. To be honest, man, we don't know what defense we're gonna have. We don't know what offense we're going to have. We can't trust Jason Sanders to save our lives. It's just we're a big enigma as a team at this moment. And you couldn't tell us that 5 weeks ago. So, hey, man, it's the NFL, bro. Adversity hits, you just take it as an opportunity, like McDaniel said. So we got to see, man.
Well, this has been quite the adversity. We went from 3-0 to 3-3, from 8-3 to 8-8. We've won 3 in a row, lost 3 in a row, won 5 in a row, lost 5 in a row. Does that mean we're about to start a winning streak?
Huh. Huh. That laugh is huh. Maybe, man.
Wow, baby.
Maybe.
Come on, baby.
Maybe.
Now all we need, I'm telling you, all we need right now is a nice 5-game winning streak.
Mm.
And we're Super Bowl
At least a 3-game winning streak, to get us, to Arizona. But 5 games, yeah, that'll be nice. But let's see, man.
Oh, man. All right. Guys, I'm gonna be back tomorrow night with Richmond Webb, with Mr. Ballgame. It's gonna be episode of the Finish Line. We'll be transitioning over to this Jets game. We're gonna be back at home. And I know we felt that way with Green Bay. We're like, oh man, we'll finally be back at home. We're so good at home. We were 5-1 heading into the Green Bay game. Now we're 5-2. Man, I don't see us dropping this at home to the Jets. I don't know how I can see. If we drop this at home to the Jets and go 8-9 and miss the playoffs, heads are going to freaking roll in Miami. And I know Boyer and Crossman, they aren't safe as is. Man, it's just, come on, man. We need this franchise needs some stability. And one of the big things about a win on Sunday was it'll give us at least some stability heading into the season. We'll at least know McDaniel's here. You know what I mean? We'll at least, and if Tua can start that first game and put up a fight even, then at least we know he'll be here too. We need some stability in this organization. I'm sick of going into off seasons with more questions than answers. And this went from a season at 8-3 where it seems all of our questions had been answered to now a bunch of questions had resurfaced and they're slapping us in the face. And if we don't get an answer soon, who knows what's going to happen with this window we have over the next 2 to 3 years. So, man, we need some stability in this organization. And I think a W on Sunday would give us at least a little bit. At least a lot more than we've had on this 5-game losing streak. That's for sure. So go out and get it done, boys. You got a job to do. Both sides of the football, all the coaches. It's time to get that W, man. Enough of this losing. This has been unacceptable. It's time for you guys to at least show some signs of life and that you've at least somewhat got a grasp on righting this ship. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, me, Ballgame, and Richmond Webb. Until then, everyone stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. Martin, always a pleasure. Love you, bro. And as always, people,
love you too, man. Likewise.
All day, every day. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Again, prayers up to Damar Hamlin, his family, and thoughts with T. Higgins, him, and his mental health. Good night, guys.
Peace to the earth. Peace to the earth. This